Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Grace. I am a birth and postpartum doula, the mom to a 2-year-old boy, and I make videos dedicated to motherhood, doula life, entrepreneurship, and just having a joyful motherhood experience. Today we are going to be talking about what happened in 2023 and what I want to do for 2024. 2023 was probably one of the craziest years of my life. I mean, I've had some pretty crazy years growing up, but in general of growth, of healing, of motherhood and connection, this was a beautiful year for all of that. This year brought forth a lot of struggle, but also a lot of, I don't know, what's the opposite of struggle? Pleasure. It was very painful in some moments and very hard, but also very pleasurable and a great experience, and I learned so much. I met so many new amazing people. I did so many new things that I'm really proud of how it went. So even going into 2024, I feel actually really excited and eager for what I'm going to get to do. I feel very honored and even privileged to have the experiences that I have gotten. I've worked with some amazing brands this year. I've gone to some amazing places and traveled for the first time. I saw the ocean for the first time at 23 years old and took my son to do the same at 2 years old. Also, you can expect to see a rebrand for my channel in the next few weeks, as well as my Instagram page, websites, vertical business. We're changing everything. And if you're wondering why, subscribe now because that video is also in the future. But today, let's do a recap of everything that happened and let's talk about what we're going to do for 2024. I obviously have a little notebook here if you're wondering what I'm looking at. So going back to 2023, we're actually just going to go through my photos and let's see what happened in January. I also just got a new phone, so half of my photos I feel like aren't even downloaded. Okay, so as a doula, it was an amazing year. I had 35 births. I had 26 girls and 9 boys. I had 4 home births, 1 birth center birth, the rest were at hospital. I worked with midwives, different doulas, birth photographers, different OBGYNs. It was honestly just a really amazing year. To start off, my first birth of the year was baby Jade. I also had an amazing water birth at the hospital with midwives following that, and that was the first part where I was like, oh, I want to make this better. I want to make it beautiful. I want to make it more convenient because they had just bought a pool but they weren't sure what they needed and it was just like a little bit chaotic. So I was like, okay, like this is where my ideas for graceful birth pools sparked, but I didn't know it yet. I had no idea what was going to come. My next birth was a home birth after cesarean, and it was an amazingly speedy, beautiful, redemptive birth. It was for a photographer friend of mine who has now become a doula herself. My first double baby day where 2 babies arrived in 1 day. It all worked out beautifully. It always does. Don't stress, new doulas and mothers. But it was a beautiful, redemptive home birth with just so much fun, positive energy, and I'll throw some beautiful pictures up here as I'm talking about this because they had a birth photographer. And I had my first set of twins, a set of girl-boy twins born in hospital vaginally. It was amazing. Again, this family's super close to my heart because of this experience, and it was something I'm truly grateful for as a doula. Having and being allowed to be at a twin birth is super amazing. It is a blessing and I can't wait for more. I had some fun births with a girl I went to high school with. It was super amazing. It's so much fun to watch like these friendships go full circle with helping them. I've known her since I was a server, so now helping her have babies and getting to be that part of her life, it was just amazing. It felt so cool. It's something I've really been enjoying to be able to do. Oh yeah, and then we went to Vancouver. This was the trip that I'm talking about. We planned to do this back in 2021, or no, 2020, yeah. But the pandemic hit a week before we were supposed to leave, and I have never seen the ocean before. I had never really traveled per se, so one of our goals was to go to Vancouver, and now one of our yearly goals is to keep doing that trip because it was a rough trip. It was rough. Rhodes got a concussion. We all got sick. I had to come home because of a birth for a preemie. So it was just a lot, but it was still beautiful and amazing, and I can't wait to go back again. Just looking at the pictures, I'm like, oof, that was a fun time. What else did we do here? I had some other beautiful births that I participated in, hospital births, home births, seeing family. Me and Curtis started going on a lot of dates, and then I had another double baby day, which was crazy. It worked out again beautifully, like God bless backup doulas and forgiving families and all of those things, but overall it was a huge learning experience, and supporting those families was a great time. My son turned 2 this year. It was amazing. I can't believe I have a 2-year-old still. He's now 2.5. He'll be 3 again this summer, but wow, the motherhood recap of this year is crazy. Like, even just watching him learning how to talk and walk, and soon he'll be potty trained, I'm sure, and it's just so cool to watch your kidlets grow. Like, it's bittersweet. That's the word I'm looking for. I started a YouTube channel. Okay, that's a huge one that we need to celebrate. Yeah, if you're new here, this is something that I actually did when I was a teenager, but then I restarted it this year because I want to talk about being a doula. I want to talk about motherhood. I want to share more content. I want to do vlogs, and like, there's so much that I love about this. So I started this channel. Thank you to everybody who's here. I almost have 1,000 subscribers. At this moment, I remember I looked this morning, I have 963, and all 963 of you, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here, because you are helping me make my dreams come true. Another amazing VBAC. It was beautiful. It was unmedicated and amazingly redempted. I helped my best friend have her VBAC as well, her sweet baby boy. I had some really intense learning births this year as a doula. C-sections, very valid C-sections. C-sections that taught me how to troubleshoot, that taught me how to surrender, that taught me how to do birth work. Like, you have to have them in order to grow. You can't fight them. But looking back, there was a lot of births this year where I can't wait for them to have another baby so we can do it all and try it all again and support them through whatever experience they decide to have. Like, it was just so much that happened. I can't wait to see the growth they have in motherhood this year. I missed one birth this summer because she is a rock star. Third baby, 45-minute labor, 45-minute drive. 2 minutes after baby was born, I like walked in the door. It happens. It happens, guys. There's nothing but you can do but show up extra in postpartum, give them that extra love, clean them up, set them up for love. Like, just apologize, because it always feels terrible. But no matter what in life, back to the beginning of time when you called the midwife, there's always going to be a travel time where you don't know what's happening. And I never think of the concept of like, oh, hold your baby in so your doula can get there. No, have your baby. If your body is ready, you will have your baby, and your doula will play a different role in your birth, and that's how it has to be sometimes. I had another really fast birth in a thunderstorm. I had a 4-day induction, which was beautiful and amazing, and that's what the family wanted, and it worked out beautifully. Like, don't think of that as, oh man, 4 days, because it wasn't that intense. It was just the body needed time to birth. Had some amazingly fun births this summer. I had my first travel birth, so I ended up traveling up to a community 3 hours away, and when I say that this was written in the stars, this couldn't have gone better. This was a beautiful, empowering, I just love it birth. I love it. It worked out so well. She had followed me on Instagram, and she's like, would you come up here? And I was like, you know, like, if the stars align, yes, I will. And you're due in the summer, so I feel like we can make this work. And we always joked, like, what if it happens on this long weekend where they were having an event in the city, and my siblings live there still with my family, so we were able, like, I'm not even joking. We had talked, and she was 40 weeks pregnant, and her due date was approaching, and we were just waiting, basically. But me and Curtis were sitting at the dinner table over there, and he was like, oh, I booked a golf tomorrow. I was like, okay, don't forget, like, I do have a mom who's due this week where we do have to travel, so just be mindful if you have to come home, like, we're all gonna go up there. And because he wasn't working. That's another thing I should mention. My partner has been home this whole year working from home, which has been a blessing, but we'll talk about that later. This birth story was just like insane. So either way, she went into labor perfectly on the long weekend. We got to go there. We got to spend time with family. We had her birth. It was perfect timing. Drove back home. It was like a perfect weekend vacation with this perfect family for a perfect birth with an amazing care practitioner. I'll put the Instagram post with caption here that I wrote about it, because it was just a birth written in the stars that, again, I am so happy to be a part of. Like, it was just such a blessing. And every time I see this family, like, it's just so magical. It's so magical. I don't have any other words for it, but every time I go to see them or I'm thinking about them or try to align, like the universe always aligns us to see each other still. Even being, you know, 3 to 4 hours away and both having kids and jobs, somehow we always align to be able to see each other at the perfect times. And I just can't thank the universe and the Lord enough for that. Like, it just makes me so happy. That, okay, so yeah, launched a birth pool business. Hold up, let's just like rewind 3 months back. The story is, I found this girl, she like posted this link to these birth pools. She's like, look, white birth pools. And I was like, I want those. I want those right now. How do I make this happen? I want to start a rental business with white birth pools. I want it to be beautiful. I want it to be seamless. I want it to be accessible. How do I do this? So I took a leap of faith. I took Curtis's credit card and we did it. We ordered them and it was amazing. And they took forever to get here because of fires and problems at the port where they arrived. But now we've ordered from them multiple times and it's much easier. So it was just a one-time thing, but we had to take that time to like grow and do all the things and, you know, just like adapt into this big project that was coming into our lives. So we started them in May, but we didn't really launch the account until September. And then we officially launched them in October. And now it's January and we have bookings for July and it's just so beautiful and gorgeous and seamless. I love it, love it, love it. So it has just been a great experience. This business, we're also rebranding because of some crazy things that have happened. So if you wanted to get them now, it's called Graceful Birth Pools. Our website's up. I have videos posted on my YouTube all about this. But otherwise, we're going to be switching it up. Still same white birth pools, still same rentals, all of that. But the name, the content, the vibe. Let's change it and let's make it more accessible, because one of the goals that I have for 2024 is to make this Canada-wide. We are launching so that you can purchase white birth pools anywhere in Canada. I want to take this worldwide one day. I have connections in Australia where I'm like, hey, you want to start a birth pool company? Because this is something that I love doing. It is something that families need. We launched that. We did our official launch party in October. It was absolutely amazing. I've loved doing it. I had some good, intense learning births as well. I had some elective C-sections where I was let into the operating room, which was really amazing. And that means me being in the room with you while you have your C-section, like step by step, being there with you. This was a very valid C-section, an elective, obviously, because of health conditions. So this is where I love medicine and I love being a doula. This is a part where I also feel like it really aligns with the stars, because I have learned medicine my whole life. I have learned medicalized birth my whole life. I have supported medicalized birth a lot and I love it. It has its own beauty and skills that I need to have as a doula, but then also C-sections they make me feel like I'm actually living out part of my dream as well. Like, I've always wanted to work in medicine, and when the C-section happened, it was actually a doctor that I had worked with before. It was a doctor who recognized me and I've worked with now, and we have made a really great connection, and that makes me grateful because the universe put me there. We walked up being like, you know, they usually don't let doulas in because you have a midwife and your partner, and the anesthesiologist was like, no, come in. And was so welcoming. And so that was something too where I feel very, very blessed and privileged to have experience. It's not something every doula and every family gets access to. Straight up, it's not standard. But sometimes when you do that little bit of pushing and you introduce yourself and you step out of your comfort zone as a doula, amazing things happen, and you get to be there for these amazing births and get to have amazing photos and moments with these families so they feel supported, and that makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. This is gonna be a long video, I'm sorry. I'm just going through all these photos and I'm like having all these emotions. Nick's launched their store in Edmonton, so I was invited to the launch party for that. Me and my best friend went. I met Joanna, the owner. She is amazing. We have talked so many times and it was so good to actually finally meet her in person. Get to see everybody come together, all the different local content creators were all in one space for once, so it was good to finally meet everybody in person. I had my longest supported birth. I went to my first real gala as a doula. It was a very emotional gala. It was dedicated to pregnancy and early loss. but it was very, very beautiful and very worth it. It's something that's deep in my heart and that I'm very passionate about. And when you become a doula, nobody tells you that you're also becoming a lost doula. So if miscarriage happens, you still have to support these families through it. You still want to check in with them. You're still going to be there, and you're probably still going to get hired for their next pregnancy again because they've been through that with you. So I wanted to give these families some extra love. I wanted to go with the community that I work with who had purchased a table. So that was fun. I love to dress up. Can't wait to go again next year. I photographed and filmed my first birth. Guys, I was actually like a videographer and a birth photographer for a birth, and it was so amazing. She used our birth pools. The way I met her was like through acupuncture. She was my I guess you could say doctor, my acupuncturist, and then I ended up attending her birth and now we're close friends, and I'll insert some clips here of that too. But this was an amazing experience to be a part of. It was a role where I got to step in and I got to learn, I got to play around, I got to be creative, I got to pull from new parts of myself, and in return I made art. And I really want to ask her if I can launch and publish this video because it's actually like PG-13. It's a water birth, which is like the perfect blur of birth, we like to say. So I loved this experience. It's not something that I'm gonna do more, to be honest. It's something I just do for clients. But in this case, I asked her if we could trade, like, hey, I'll photograph and birth your video if you use my birth pools, and we can use it to show people this is what birth can look like. And it was just a beautiful birth nevertheless. I supported one teen mom this year. If you're watching this, because I know she does, hello, I love you guys. She did beautiful, and it proved to me that when you set up young moms for success, they'll thrive. It's as easy as that. Like, if you just have somebody who's like, yeah, I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna teach you, I'm gonna be there for you, I'm gonna support your partner, you're gonna do this, and I'll be right by your side, and I'm gonna make sure that you have the best midwives and that you feel confident and that you get all the things that you want. That's what happened in this birth, and it just like lit a fire in my soul because I was a young mom. I feel like I did get played by the system a little bit and didn't have the best care, and so now proving that I can create that and that I can make this a reality for so many families, love it. I had some beautiful water births, obviously supporting more and more of those now, whether they're at home or in the hospital. Beautiful labors, beautiful placentas on here. Everything I'm seeing is coming into Christmas now, which is a few weeks ago, and so that means we're in the new year. I think that, like, I couldn't have asked for a better year now that I'm talking about it, and that looking into 2024, oh man, am I excited. So motherhood, more play, less screens. I think that's a goal that every mom writes out, but it's just being intentional with playing with my child. That's something he needs as he gets older. With babies, you can kind of just like put them down or they'll independent play, but sometimes I'm like, okay, no, I need to get down and dirty. Like, I need to play Hot Wheels, I need to get in the mud, I need to go for walks, I need to do the painting, even though it can be crazy, because that's where bonding happens. I want to cook more meals together with my partner, even though it drives me crazy. It's something I'm learning to surrender to, and I think that it would help us cook a lot faster and make our evenings a lot smoother. Also, going on walks together. This is something that I just, like, we have something called an El Nino winter right now, which is where there's not a lot of snow. It's actually never been colder than like -10. It's amazing. I love it, and I want it to happen every year. Knock on wall, I guess, but we could go for walks together all the time, and I don't know why I don't see this as valuable, fun family time, because we have a walking path right near us, we have parks, you know, all these different things. So walks together, it's something I want to do like 3 or 4 times a week, especially in the summer. Like, there's a gas station with ice cream, so it's like we can go get a little treat, we'll go to the park by there, we'll go see the ducks, like the river. There's so many different options. My goal for my son, I wrote on here, is we aren't going to let him watch overstimulating shows this year. The first one is Spidey and His Amazing Friends. He watched that for 2 weeks, and it was insane, the behavioral changes that we experienced. Like, and as soon as we got rid of it, they were gone. That's the crazy thing. So if you watch this show and you watch kids shows, if you count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and the screen switches, that's like watching TikTok for babies, basically. So less screen time, more play time. Less Spidey. He likes Daniel Tiger, he likes Trash Truck, he likes Toy Story, he likes Frozen, Moana. Like, I'm okay with those, but ditching the ones where I can tell they have an impact on him. That's all his goals. Maybe I would love to teach him to like clean up his toys and do more cooking too, but I'll take whatever I can get. He's a 2-year-old. I just want him to live his life and enjoy this year and play outside, and yeah. you can't really have goals for your kids because then you have expectations and that just throws everything for a ringer. So my goals for my doula life is creating a new flow and system to really just make it seamless and easy. This is something like organizing. Like, you're gonna have to do this 24/7 for your businesses for the rest of your life, but this will make it easier for my clients. It will make it easier if I need help or if I have partner or assistant support, like they can help me do things. So creating that, defining that, and just, you know, letting it do its own thing, trusting the system. Building my local community. I've already built my local community, I feel like, to be honest. It makes me so happy to have such an amazing community for me and my clients. But honestly, I want to do more hands-on stuff. So I want to have more events. I want to have more in-person things. I want to have more teaching classes, motherhood moments. So finding a way to do that and then dedicating the time to get that set up and done, that is something. So finding the time to do that and dedicating that energy and just envisioning it as, you know, I'm serving our community, I'm helping these mothers. That is the goal of why I got in here in the first place. I have plans to do some courses this year as well, which I'm really excited for. A specific water birth course, some more spinning babies courses, an evidence-based birth course. But just learn. I just want to learn by being hands-on and be present and enjoy the time I have with these families and help them through this journey. I also have to rebrand my whole entire doula business, by the way, so that's coming down the line too, which I'm excited for, but it helps me, I think, expand more because I love being a doula, but I also love motherhood, and I love content creation, and I love Instagram, and I love baby wearing, and I love everything. So it gives me the option to kind of just like open it up for you guys so that it really benefits you. So entrepreneur-wise, relaunch my businesses, story of why coming in the future, expand to a few provinces, so Saskatchewan, British Columbia, Ontario, we're coming for you. We are. So Graceful Birth Pools, otherwise soon to be known as, will be out, and you will be able to rent them in multiple different provinces, which is, again, just bringing accessibility, creating streams of income for stay-at-home mothers, because that is who I choose to have in my businesses, and it's also going to be run by other doulas and birth workers. So lots of exciting things happening there, but just making sure that that process goes smooth, that it goes, you know, that it's beautiful, that onboarding is super simple, and that it's successful. That's all that you can pray for. And expand to selling nationally. I want to get birth pools into your guys' hands, even if you're not a doula, even if you don't need rentals. Maybe you just want a birth pool. Like, maybe you're a doula and you want to rent it out on your own terms, midwife rent it out on your own terms, a mom who's planning to have 4 home births. You just buy it, honey. You just buy the stuff because it's gonna make it easier for you. Like, that is my goal. At first I felt very insecure about it, being like, oh, what if people spin it and do what I do? And it's like, cool, they can absolutely do that, and I can still do what I do, because they're not going to find my dream clients. My dream clients are going to find me, and people know that my businesses are worth it. They know that what I give them is going to support them, make their lives easier. They know that I'm trusted in our community. So doing that makes me really excited to expand Canada-wide. And then life. What do I want to do with my life? Like, I feel like I've just kind of let my life do its thing. I used to work out a lot, but I haven't been doing that now because it's harder timing-wise with a toddler. Sorry, my battery died. Let's keep going here. So life goals. Last year, I really was big into doing yoga and movement, and I haven't really been big into that. But I've noticed something, and I've gained weight. I've gained 20 pounds since this time last year. And I look back at pictures, and to some people being like, oh, you gained 20 pounds, like, oh my gosh, are you stressed? And the answer is no, because it was a good 20 pounds. This time last year, I was struggling with postpartum eating disorders. I was struggling with, you know, moving my body so often but not nourishing it, and it actually ended up impacting my milk supply with my son. So that's why I think that I'm really proud of myself for gaining weight, actually, and I'm okay with not doing movement right now. Is it something I want to do again in the future? Absolutely. Like, I really do think I benefit from movement, and it's something that I should be doing, but I think I actually have to get into doing classes outside of the house. Like, I have to leave to go do a class, and so that part I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to navigate yet. I think that is just something I have to put my energy on and invest my time into, because this is the body I have for the rest of my life. This is what I keep reminding myself, like, this is the body that will play with my grandchildren, and if I want to be able to run with my grandchildren, I need to be running now. If I want to be able to lift my grandchildren, I need to be able to lifting now. I have cared for people. Being an end of life, it's really important to me to take care of my body, but that looked like learning how to eat. That looked like learning how to regulate trauma with eating and those struggles. So this year, movement and eating. I can do them both. I have healed, we have moved on, we have been handling our things. So that's why I'm really proud of myself. I want to move houses. Not that I don't love the house that I'm in, but we are outgrowing it. I want to grow our family. I want to grow our businesses. I love our home that we're in right now. Like, it is so perfect and everything that we need. If we could have one more bedroom, just some bigger living rooms and bigger garage, and maybe, I don't know, like a little bit more privacy and less people around. All my suburb livers, you know what's up, but we are basically in the start of a community and it's getting really busy. So I think we are ready to buy a house. I think that we are ready to move and do all these things. It's just getting the ability to actually do it. Like, I don't know how to buy a house. I don't have that. I didn't get that course or teaching in high school. I don't think anybody did, actually. So I want to save money. That's what everybody's goal is. But this actually comes down to a realistic goal that I've already been really great with working on, and it's respecting my money. That is something that like changed my perspective. I look at the items before I buy them and I'm like, do I really need this? Is this respecting my money? Is this good quality? Is it good to go into my body? And sometimes I slip, and that's totally fine. There's leeway. But also, it's helped me accomplish more. It's helped me purchase more. It's helped me hire support. It's helped me pay for things and be the sole provider for our family right now. So that is why, at the same time, I'm just going to continue on the track that I'm on and keep doing what I'm doing, because it's not just like an overnight healing journey that you can just decide like, oh yeah, I'm comfortable saving money. I have enough money to save money now, like yada yada yada. It is learning how and when to save money. It is learning when to restrict yourself and save the money instead. It is learning how to budget properly. And if you weren't taught that or modeled that growing up, it's not going to be an overnight fix. It's going to take some time. So that was a good one. I have also been going to therapy and planning to continue to go to therapy. So that's always good for my childhood survivors and those healing their inner child. You will understand how important it is to do so in parenthood. So just continuing to do that for my child's sake. Also going to naturopathic care, a naturopath doctor instead of your typical family doctor has been a game changer for me. Typical family doctor thought that I had the scurvy, like the thing that the pirates get. My naturopath doctor fixed it with a vitamin A supplement. So that is proof in the pudding right there that if you take the time to look into the health practitioners that are actually there to care for you, you will see the impact it has on your health and on your body and on your mindset. I also got coaching this year, which like changed me business-wise. Having a business coach is probably one of the best things you can do, and it's something I'm going to continue to do because I wouldn't have been able to accomplish any of this if I didn't have the mindset tools, if I didn't have the support, if I didn't have the community. I think that it actually like changed my brain, it rewired my brain. So that is the benefit that investing in yourself benefits everybody. It's going to benefit me lifelong. So the next thing that I want to really focus on is my relationship and healing intimacy. I think that this is something, again, going in line with therapy, going in line with the coach, going in line with my partner being home from work after being gone and working away for the first year and a half of our son's life. That impacted me, and it impacted a lot in our relationship and lifestyle. So we've been working to heal that this year, but it was a struggle, to be honest. You have to learn how to parent, how to care for yourself, how to care for a business, how to run a business, how to care for a home, like all those things. You don't learn them overnight. So super proud of ourselves for everything we've done this year as a couple, and I also can't wait for 2024. We also are going to be sitting down and filming our podcast episode together, so subscribe if you want to see that. I'm excited. But I'll be sitting down with my partner. We're going to talk about his working away journey, what that looked like for us. Like, he was gone for months at a time. So January, he actually quit his job, and he has been able to be home with us for a year now. And this is something that I am so grateful to the Lord for. This is something that cannot happen for a lot of families right now, and we are so lucky to have had this, and I have nobody to thank but myself and my clients literally for being able to make this a reality for us. So we're gonna keep working at that, working on our relationship together, working on our home. I did that, you know, everybody did the typical Christmas overhaul. Just, I don't feel like everybody, but my type A queens, you know, the day after Christmas where you look at your house and you're like, I hate everything. Like, I have to change everything. I have to clean up everything. I have to reorganize everything. I definitely caught that bug. So I'm excited to take our Christmas tree down, which is still up because it is only January 4th today. I'm excited to redecorate. I bought this beautiful lemon vase and Rhodes accidentally broke it. It's an accident, things happen. Gonna get a new vase for that. Keep on working. We want to get a new carpet. We want to redecorate the playroom. I have an office space now, which I am so grateful for. Curtis got me a desk and chair for Christmas so I can stop doing my work in this chair right here or sitting on our bedroom floor or yoga blocks. I gotta just sit wherever. Like, I've never was like, oh, I should have an office with a good chair and a desk and all of this, and he was like, yeah, we need to make this a reality to you. So that is basically it. It's been a year, and it's going to be a year, and I can't wait for this year. I hope that this year teaches me lessons. I hope I get to spend it with my son and my family, and we make new connections, and we grow our businesses, and I help people have their babies, and I help them enjoy their motherhood, and you know, all of those things that you could ever wish for. I hope that they happen, but I know that there's going to be trials and tribulations, and I'm also kind of ready for those because I feel like I have a stronger grip now. I feel like I have a good headspace and a good support team and a good system and a very, very good life, which I am, again, really blessed for because I'll be honest, there was a time in my life where I didn't think I was going to make it past being a teenager. I didn't think that I was going to have a home. I didn't think I was going to have a child. I didn't think I was worthy of having a good partner or a good relationship. So everything that you see around me, I have worked for. I have worked my butt off for, and it's so cool to see that the effort and the fruits have been returned to me and my family. Like, that is something I am so blessed. Like, that's the year, that's the word of the year. Blessed. Blessed in the hard, blessed in the good, blessed in the crazy. It is something I'm so happy about. So yeah, that's my giant spiel. Hope you enjoyed that recap of 2023 and what my visions and plans and goals are for 2024. I can't wait for you to watch me grow this year too if you're following along, obviously. So don't forget to hit subscribe if you want to see our new videos coming out for our podcast about why we rebranded and changed everything. Spilling all that tea there, going into talking about motherhood and doula life and birth work and how you can make birth work for your family. I just can't wait to share. So catch me over on Instagram for now. Otherwise, you'll find me posting weekly videos here. If you have any comments, questions, things you're wondering about, drop them down below because I do reply to every comment, and I can't wait to see you in 2024. Mwah. I feel like I just want to give you a big hug after that long, huge spiel. Like, did we just connect over online? Because I feel like we did. Anyways, I'm gonna go hang out with that toddler, make him some mac and cheese, and we'll see you guys later.